Great.
Hello and welcome to HAIPOD 1098. These are 10-minute segments for the podcast. I hope you enjoy them. I have set a timer and we're going to end as close to the 10-minute mark as possible. My first guest for this show is Paul David Miller, longtime character actor and a recent newlywed. He works by day at the incredible New York City bakery known as Amy's Bread, and honestly, one of the best cupcakes I have ever had was from Amy's Bread. Paul also let me crash at his Brooklyn apartment when I first moved to New York City on September 1st, 2014. So I'm very happy to have Paul on the podcast to celebrate his life and work. Please welcome Paul David Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we had a glitch right off the bat there, so I'm hoping that'll sort of be part of the game. So hopefully we'll sort of tough out any technical difficulties through this 10 minutes, but it should run all right. So let's start with a little warm up. Paul, I believe you said you're in the process of taking your husband's last name.
Yeah, it's been a long process, but yeah, finally I got today in the mail copies of our marriage certificates, so I can start mailing those out to the places that need our official marriage certificate. It's a headache. I don't know how people change their last names all the time, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Because So before we go any further, there was one question I wanted to ask in particular. I did a little bit of research and you're in a new movie called Television Star. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Television Star it's a short film that's going to be part of a 3 short film series. And it revolves around some crime, and however I get to play a really fun little part. My character is really into films and filmmaking and everything, and he really loves movies. So yeah, I got to play a fun little character in it, and I'm happy to be involved.
Yeah, that does sound fun. So I got to throw in a little backstory real quick. You were living in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. That's where I sort of got to know you, and then you've moved though. You've moved to Manhattan.
Yeah, actually, my husband and I just moved to Manhattan in January of 2021 here. We were looking for apartments after we got married in Brooklyn, but the apartment, like the rent seemed to just be so expensive in Brooklyn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so we just started looking around Manhattan, and the rents were very reasonable, so to speak, for Manhattan places during the pandemic. So we jumped right on it and found a nice little spot in Hell's Kitchen that we love.
That's great. Amazing that it was cheaper in Manhattan than in Brooklyn. How about that?
It's really crazy. And it's only a little more than what we were paying in Bensonhurst. So we decided to jump on it, and I don't think I'm ever moving ever again, because that's a pain.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, way to go. I'm glad you found new digs in such a crazy time. Absolutely. And so let's double back to this movie, Television Star, real quick. It's a movie, like you said, of 3 short stories, which is funny to me. I think when you're younger, people maybe wouldn't know why you would try to tie short stories into a movie, but as an adult, it's just like, that is such a cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really interesting idea. The writer director Antonio de la Cruz really crafted something very special, and he's been working on the project for a long time. I know one of the films is 2 of the films are now completed, and then there's just one more part of the series that he has to film, and then he's going to tie them all together. They all have a connecting story. In there. I don't know the entire story yet, which is kind of exciting for me to be able to see the film, the final product, once it comes out.
That is cool. So is it okay for you to say if like characters kind of cross over from one story?
Yeah, there are characters that do crossover. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be in the 3rd one. Who knows? I haven't gotten that call yet, but
so which of the 3 are you in? out of the three?
I think that ours is the third part of it. I think, don't
Mhm.
quote me on that. I can't say for certain because I don't know
Gotcha.
the entire storyline, but I think ours might fall third. And I think he just has to film the second part of it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like your character in the movie is a cinephile. Did you kind of like goof around and let yourself watch some classic movies and like get into the
I
character that
did.
way?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did actually. Yeah. There's a film that he talks about within the film, and so I actually watched that. It was available on YouTube, so I watched the whole thing before we shot it. So it was really interesting. I don't ask the name of it. I don't remember what the name was off the top of my head. I don't remember my lines, but it was a really great film, an old black and white film from the
Nice.
1940s. Is really cool. Yeah.
All right, right on. I love that answer. That was great. Right, like sorry, I'm bouncing around on what I want to ask next here. Um, so uh let's get into I think maybe your past roles leading up to this role that you have. I think it's really interesting that in your acting career, you play really quirky characters. You've played drug dealers, you've played murderers, but in real life, you're this kind, generous, sort of like everyman, which is like
Thank you.
very hard to be in real life, like so how do you sort of manage that both sort of having this great genial personality in life and then also, letting it out for these characters?
Well, I think that's the best part because you can live your life as a kind person, but then you get to live all your frustrations out on screen or on stage,
Right.
So I get to play these crazy characters, but they're like the complete opposite of me. So I kind of get like, you know, the best of both worlds. I get to be crazy, but it's not actually me,
Right.
Um, I got to TV murder somebody, I got to,
TV murder somebody.
but I would never do it. I can't even kill a fly, kind of
Yeah.
situation. But that's a really great question because
Yeah.
you get to live a nice, quiet, regular life and then go be a crazy person, on film.
Right. I do appreciate, and I think a lot of other people would too, that you just straight up say, that's not actually me, Like I think some actors want to be like, well, we all have that inside of us, but it's like, actually,
Yeah.
I'd rather have the actor who knows that that's not him, like,
It's really
so
funny
when,
you bring that up. I actually I give acting classes to my niece
oh, terrific.
and everything. And she I was explaining that to her actually in her most recent class that there's a separation. So you
Yeah.
get to embody it. You're a conduit to somebody else's story, and your
Yeah.
body just acts as the storyteller, your voice and everything. It's all your tools, but it's not your life.
Excellent, Paul. You're the actor we need in these crazy times. I'm very pleased with that answer. Thank you. Um, so let's double back. One more question about your new union. Basically, I believe your husband is from the Philippines.
He is, yeah. He's from the
Okay.
Philippines. I call him my Filipino noir. Yeah.
So, oh, I should mention that his last name is Gealone. That's the
Yeah,
name. Yeah.
Geloni. Yeah, yeah.
Geloni. So that's
Yeah.
that's the name you're trying to take on. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you getting sort of immersed in the culture now? Are you learning about Filipino food and stuff like that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm learning that I do love Filipino food. The culture is really amazing. They're the kindest people. They're
Hmm.
very, very genuinely kind. And I'm trying to learn
Oh
a little bit
no.
of
Oh
Tagalog.
goodness, we're at 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Look at that. Look at
All right,
that.
all right,
It's a
all
fast
right,
10
quick,
minutes.
all right, quick. Throw in some more stuff about. Or do you want to
Oh,
have a cool sign off? Say a cool sign off, quick, hurry.
um, watch everything that I've ever done.
Yeah, watch everything that Paul David Miller has ever done. You can find him on the internet, and I'll throw in some links to his episode. Thanks so much, Paul. I'm gonna keep you on the line for an extra minute, but great job. We
Thank
are
you.
at 3, 2, 1. Wow, that was really cool.
That was really
That
fun.